Hello, everybody. Merry Christmas and happy festivities. So, I'm learning to be comfortable in front of the camera, and I'm learning to uh, be able to communicate um, about the work I do and um, and about the details of what I call as meristym intelligence maintenance therapy. Um, So, in due course of time, hopefully, you will be able to relate more with what I make available through my work. So, to begin with, my name is Bita Sadanandan. Um, I am certified as a biodynamic craniosacral therapist, um, and on which is also called BCST. Um, it is a um, it's an organic um, non-invasive form of healthcare that to speak very to say very simply, in the work that I do over the baseline of BCST, which has a very gentle touch and awareness as the essential tools, I have uh, over a period of time included um, ways best practices from several other schools of thought, um, including but not limited to Buddhist practices, mindfulness methodologies, um, interpersonal biological sciences, um, and what I have um, to offer is a form of therapy which is which uh, which works as a dialogue between two intelligent beings, which is what basically constitutes our human system. Yeah. Um, Basically, what the work that I do, to put it very simply, is I interact with that which animates life in a living organism. What differentiates you and me from a non-living entity, like say a table or a glass or even the wall, is that there's something that animates us, which does not animate the wall. We cannot perceive that as a wall being moving, and we call the non-moving things as non-living, and that which moves we relate to as living. Now, in um, in a human being, in living organisms, there is something that pulsates, that has a rhythm. For example, the heartbeat is a rhythm. There is the respiratory rhythms. When you inhale and exhale, there is a rhythm to it. Now, these two rhythms, like the heartbeat and the respiratory rhythms, are examples of of the several kinds of rhythms that's there in the body, which animates the body, the human body, as a living organism. It's an organization of several rhythms. Now, each person has their own organizing mm, principle, let's say. There is an animating force, animating principle, which has a rhythm. Now, this rhythm has its expression through different tissues of the body in its own way, because of the um, because of the um, kind of tissues there is. Now, a bone cannot express the same kind of a rhythm that the blood can express, because bone is more harder material and blood is more thinner material. Yeah? But each tissue in the body has an expression of this animator of life that animates you and I as a living organism. As an Again, when I say an organism, we are an organization of rhythms. Yeah. Now, in the work that I do, I get in touch. I'm trained to get in touch with this animating principle, this pulse of life. Yeah, which has its expression through different tissues in its own unique rhythm. Now, each person, each human being has their own animating rhythm. Now, how do we say that? For example, let's take the rhythm of the heartbeat. It would be very rare to find two people, well, no two people would have the same heart rate. Similarly, even if they do have that, yeah, the respiratory rhythm would not be the same. People don't look the same. Yeah. What I'm when I say people don't look the same, it was more in extrapolation. It's more in a it's a scale. Okay. Now, okay, let me paraphrase that. Okay, I went a little too fast. What I meant is every tissue has a rhythm of its own, which says that that tissue has an expression of life, that that tissue is an expression of life. Okay. Now, every person is a unique expression of life. We don't look the same. We don't behave the same. We haven't, our experiences of living is most likely is not the same, even though we live in the same geography. We may have the same we may be living in the same countries. We may even be from the same family, and yet each person's expression, their behavior, how they their likes and dislikes, there may be commonalities, but each person's expression um, um, of how they come across, how they engage with life, how they engage with people, how they interact, what activities they each person engages in is different and unique for each person. Consequently, this is what is obvious. The difference in behavior between person to person, between how a person expresses themselves, how they engage with life is unique for each person. Now, this is what can be seen. Now, what happens inside each person's body is similarly unique because each person has their own tissues. Yeah, the heart that beats in the cardiac that beats in my heart um, is not the same that it doesn't beat in another heart. I mean, each person have their own heart and their own lungs, and each tissue in each person's body is a unique expression of life that is there in that person. Okay, so why have I said this? Now, in the work that I do, I help people maintain harmony between the different rhythms in each person's body. Now, in health, in really good health, there is an there is a certain ease and flow and sync between the rhythms of the different body, of the different tissues of the body. In states of disease, different tissues may not be as much in sync with the rest of the body. Say a person has a heart problem. There, say you may have heard about the heartbeat going very fast, and then and they go to the doctor. The doctor may give them pills. Yeah. or sometimes they have asthma, which is again a disturbance in the rhythm of their lungs, which shows itself as a difficulty in breathing. Yeah, it could be the lungs, or anything to do with their respiratory tract. So there is a disturbance in the rhythm of it. Um, Say somebody has a gastric problem, the rhythm in their tummy, in their abdomen, intestine, stomachs, whichever organ is having a problem, most likely there's a disturbance in the rhythm of it, which is not in sync with the rest of the body. So how will that show up? There could be emotional disturbances. There could be the function of that particular tissue system is not functioning as it should be, which we call as um, disease, discomfort of different kinds, depending on the intensity of the disturbance. Now, um, in the work that I do, the more I get in touch with um, the animating pulse of life in a person, over a period of time, the different rhythms in the tissues begin to come in sync with each other. Now, in the work that I do, I have trained in BCST, but then over a period of time, my um, the way I engage with people has gotten. I've trained myself to be in a fine-tuned contact with people, so that when I engage with people in a certain way, um, I've noticed that the different rhythms in the system begin to start syncing. And and people tend to have an experience of ease with being with themselves, um, and ease with how they engage in their different environments, their ability to handle stress, their emotional lability. What I mean by that is their um, sometimes their emotional bandwidth. What I mean by that is having low moods, yeah, and suddenly sometimes really, really high explosive expressions. Um, so their ability to manage through the different experiences of everyday living. There could be different kinds of stresses. When you engage with traffic, you engage with different kinds of maybe stressful situations. And I've noticed that people have reported that when they um, over of a period of sessions, their emotional lability, their ups and downable, how they respond emotionally with different experiences of living, comes to a more um, um, containable bandwidth. Yeah, and that helps, and that um, is one that helps in maneuvering through different kinds of situations in life within an expectable range of controllability. It's like you're a boat, and you're going and you're moving through the flow of life, and there could be anything that comes up. There could be maybe a log that comes, or there could be some situation which is not expected. Yeah, but people have reported that they are able to move through these variations, which may not be predicted sometimes, and which may not have been expected, but they're able to handle it with more equanimity, um, and it helps. I call my work Meristem Intelligence Maintenance Therapy, because the work enables people to be able to maintain being themselves as they move through different situations in life. Yeah, their bandwidth, their container is more readier to handle the variations that could be there in life. Yeah, and I call my work Meristem Intelligence because um, it is the intelligence which has a person be themselves. Now, what I mean by that? Now, meristem is the tissue. In terms of biology, the word meristem comes from the field of biology, particularly plant physiology. Yeah? Meristem is the tissue uh, which is analogous with the stem cells in animals. Yeah, um, a meristem is found on the tip of the shoot, like when a seed is growing. One part becomes the green leaves, yeah, the stalk and the green leaves. Another part becomes the root and digs into the soil and forms the stability, the grounding factor to keep them grounded. Huh? And now this meristem is found on the tip of the shoot, the stalk, tip of it, and at the tip of the root. Now this um, so it has the totipotency of life. It has the intelligence to move with the rhythm of life, with the pulse of life. It has the intelligence to maneuver through life, maintaining life. Yeah. A lot of the time, as we move through life, we lose our touch with that intelligence within each of us. Yeah, within us. That helps us maneuver through challenging situations. And it becomes important for us to get in touch with that rhythm, with that intelligence that has us be functioning optimally and will also give the space in which to express our fullest potential in a safe, acceptable, um, dignified, and in a engaging way with all of life. Yeah? In each of us is that intelligence, but as we move through different experiences in life, sometimes we lose touch with that certain knowing of how to move through life, and sometimes we are left with a certain sense of surviving through life. Okay, now there's a situation, and then you learn management strategies, coping strategies to deal through, to work through different challenges. And these different management strategies may not be in sync with each other. Yeah, and hence we may experience stress or discomfort or emotional disturbances, intellectual, spiritual, and our experience of living gets compromised. A sense of a quality of living may not be how we would like it to be. Yeah? And hence, our experience of living may have discomforting um, aspects to it that then we need to sort of learn to either survive, tolerate, or maneuver around. So, with the work I do, I help to bring an ease and grace in that experience of living. Yeah. I will continue to speak further um, to bring further understanding of this. If you're interested to know more about the work, or would like to schedule an appointment to experience the work for yourself, um, do contact me at the number given to subscribe to the channel, and we will we will be in contact. Thank you for watching.